Resident Evil Requiem just dropped what might be the most controversial teaser in the franchise's history, and it is absolutely dividing the fan base. We are looking at a mysterious image featuring red bullets that has everyone theorizing Ada Wong could return in a major way. Now, since the massive success of the Resident Evil 4 remake back in 2023 and the absolute dominance of Monster Hunter Wilds last year, Capcom has been building hype carefully for their next big horror hit, which made this sudden teaser all the more significant. Now, this isn't just some text post from a random forum. This is specific visual imagery from the promo for the showcase happening literally today. And honestly, the signs are becoming too big to ignore. It feels like we are finally getting the full reveal we've been waiting for, and it has me all the more excited for the possibility of a completely new direction for the franchise. But at the same time, a lot of insiders and longtime fans are saying this could be a total mess if Capcom doesn't handle it right. We're gonna get into all the details, guys. So you're probably wondering, why is everyone losing their minds over a couple of bullets? What actually started this whole debate? And this is actually coming from a specific teaser image released ahead of today's Resident Evil showcase, showing these distinct red-tipped rounds. Now, usually ammo is just ammo, but in Resident Evil, color coding is everything. Fans immediately realize that red is explicitly tied to Ada Wong. Her dress is red, her grappling hook laser is red, her entire UI and menu theme in the recent remakes has been red. So naturally, the community looked at this and basically theorized that Ada Wong could have a big role. And leakers like Dusk Golem have warned fans they're setting themselves up for disappointment, since Ada has never used red bullets, but the hype is real anyway. Now, this right here is where things start to get very interesting, because the moment people started connecting the dots to Ada, the community split into two very aggressive camps. You have one side claiming this is a match made in heaven. Like, think about it. Ada has been in this series since 1998. She has always been the side character, the mysterious spy who shows up, throws Leon a rocket launcher, and then grapples away. We have never had a full mainline numbered entry where she is the main character from start to finish. We got a taste of it in Resident Evil 6, but that was a split campaign. So for her to finally get her own massive AAA game, that right there is really exciting news for a lot of people who think she's earned it. But then you have the flip side. There is a huge portion of the fan base that thinks this sounds like a total disaster. The main argument here is that if you bring back Ada, you are basically forced to bring back Leon as Kennedy. And look, I love Leon. He's arguably the face of the franchise, but people are getting tired of the same dynamic. We saw them chase each other in RE2, then again in RE4, then in the animated movies, then in RE6. It's been almost 30 years of will they, won't they. So the fear is that Capcom is just going to rehash the same story beats we've seen a dozen times. And honestly, I get that. If Requiem is just another game of Leon looking for Ada while she plays hard to get, it's gonna feel stale. But insiders say don't count on Ada showing up at all. Now, you have to kind of put your tinfoil hat on for a bit. What if the red bullets don't just mean Ada is the main character? What if they imply a change in the gameplay itself? Credible leaks point to Protagonist's Grace Ashcroft, a new FBI analyst for survival horror, and Leon, who is action-focused, with the red bullets likely being special ammo for the shared Magnum, antivirus rounds for new threats like Crimson Heads. We know that Ada isn't a survival horror protagonist in the traditional sense. She's a super spy. She has gadgets, she has high-tech visuals, she is highly trained. If you play as her, the game naturally becomes more of an action shooter. Think about how Separate Ways played compared to the main game. It was faster, it had the grappling hook, it was more aggressive. So if Requiem features her somehow, are we losing the horror? That is the big worry. A lot of fans want that slow, terrifying atmosphere from Resident Evil 7 or the early parts of Village. They don't want to be doing backflips and using spy glasses to scan for enemies. And with that being said, there is also the insider chatter about the setting. Details confirm a return to Raccoon City ruins 30 years post-nuke, exploring spots like the RPD and Wrenwood Hotel, not the rumored open-world island in Southeast Asia. Now, if you combine varied playstyles with Grace's horror investigation and Leon's combat, that actually sounds pretty incredible on paper. Imagine tense exploration in familiar yet ruined halls, with dual campaigns blending horror and action. It would be a huge evolution from the claustrophobic hallways we are used to, but it could be the evolution the series needs. But it's just really interesting that we have these Raccoon leaks and now this Ada teaser theory, and they kind of fit together perfectly for some fans. So, following that logic, if this is a dual protagonist horror action game with Grace and Leon, is it even Resident Evil anymore? That's the question everyone is asking. But I'm a firm believer that Capcom usually delivers. Even when they change things up, like going first person for RE7, they usually nail it. So I think they could find a balance. Maybe Grace starts vulnerable, maybe Leon faces overwhelming odds. They could strip power away to make it scary again. It would be a cool twist to see characters actually vulnerable. Now, there is also another thing we have to talk about, is the timeline of all this. Why are we seeing this now? We know that Capcom has been riding high since Monster Hunter Wilds dominated 2025. But now, all eyes are on 2026. Resident Evil Requiem has been in development a long time. That is a massive development cycle. So it raises the obvious question, is the release imminent? I think an announcement is happening right now for the confirmed February 27th release, just 6 weeks away. If those dates hold, then this showcase today is going to be the big blowout. And if these red bullets are the start of the marketing blitz, then we need to prepare for the inevitable return of the legacy characters. And this brings me back to the Chris Redfield problem. At the end of Village, we saw Chris heading to the BSAA Europe HQ. So if the game is about Grace and Leon digging into Raccoon's secrets, where does Chris fit in? Or Jill Valentine? Fans are desperate to see Jill again in a mainline game, not just a remake. If legacy characters like her get sidelined again, there is going to be backlash. It feels like Capcom has a lot of juggling to do with the story to make this make sense. Now, when it comes to the technical side of things, I have high expectations. This game is running on the RE engine, which we know is a beast. But with the PlayStation 5 Pro now out, I really hope they push the visuals to the absolute limit. I personally bought a Pro recently mainly for Monster Hunter and upcoming titles like GTA 6, but I want Resident Evil Requiem to be a showcase title. We are talking about potentially the first fully current-gen Resident Evil that isn't cross-gen with PS4 and Xbox One, so the fidelity should be insane. We should be seeing ray-traced global illumination, high-quality textures, the works. But sticking to the performance, the bare minimum for me is a stable 60 FPS mode. If there are action-heavy sections, that's going to be taxing on the CPU. We saw Dragon's Dogma 2 struggle to hit 60 FPS on consoles at launch a couple of years ago. So yeah, that is my biggest worry. I don't want to play an action horror game at 30 FPS. It just wouldn't feel right. The combat needs to be fluid. So hopefully the extra time they took is going towards optimization. Now, there is also the possibility that this teaser is a misdirection. Capcom loves to troll us. Remember when we thought RE7 was a ghost story? Or when we thought Village was going to be purely about werewolves? They always hide the real twist. So maybe the red bullets aren't Ada. Maybe it's a new villain. Maybe it's a new virus strain. Red has been used for the generic danger symbol in the series forever. But given how specific the shade of red is, and how thirsty the community is for Ada content, it feels like a safe bet for the theory. And honestly, looking at the reception, even the negative comments are generating hype. People are arguing, they're making videos, they're analyzing pixels. That is exactly what Capcom wants. Silence is the enemy of marketing. Controversy? That's gold. So whether you think it's a match made in heaven or a total disaster, you're still engaged. You're still waiting for that trailer to drop today. I personally believe the insiders when they say this game is aiming for a release next month. It just lines up with their schedule. And if Ada shows up somehow, I'm surprisingly okay with it. I know I said people are tired of the dynamic, and they are, but Ada as a major character offers unique gameplay opportunities that Grace or Leon just don't have. She's faster, she's smarter, she operates in the gray area. It allows for a story that isn't just good guys versus bad guys. It could be more about corporate espionage mixed with zombies, which is kind of the roots of the series anyway. So, with that being said, the timing of this teaser and the sudden increase in insider reports points to something happening immediately. We are literally hours away from finding out the truth at the showcase, and if they do address the Ada theories, I really hope they clarify the tone immediately. Is it horror? Is it action? Just tell us so the fighting can stop. But that's gonna wrap it up with this video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section. Are you Team Ada, or do you want Grace and Leon to carry it? Do you think the red bullets are a trap? Let me know down below. Like the video, subscribe if you know what he's on, and until next time, this has been Tozo, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.